Former President Donald Trump appeared in federal court today. He's appealing the case brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith that's charging Mr. Trump for his alleged attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Now, the court's going to have to decide whether the former president has immunity from criminal charges. Fox 43's Marshall Keeley is here now to break down the case and some of the political implications.
Yeah, Evan, it's important to remember that sitting presidents enjoy broad powers that keep them from being sued for official actions while they're in office. But a president's immunity from criminal matters has never been tested. That's where the case against former President Trump could set a new standard.
It's a groundbreaking case with far-reaching implications.
We're in very uncharted waters now because no former president has been criminally indicted before.
Lawyers for Donald Trump appeared alongside the former president in federal court, appealing a federal district court's ruling.
Judge Chutkan, who first rejected the idea that former President Trump was immune from prosecution, made it very clear that this has not happened, that the courts have not found that former presidents have immunity from criminal liability.
The Trump legal team wants the election interference criminal case against President Trump to be thrown out. They argue the former president was performing an official duty when he contested the results of the 2020 election.
To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Special Counsel Jack Smith argues the former president's alleged actions, attempting to install fake slates of electors and pressuring Mike Pence not to count electoral votes, were not an official duty. Federal Judge Karen LaCraft Henderson pushed back on the Trump team's legal argument. The appointee of former President George H.W. Bush saying, quote, "I think it's paradoxical to say that his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed allows him to violate criminal law." This case is unfolding as the countdown to the 2024 presidential election continues. Polls show the former president has a commanding lead for the Republican presidential nomination, but it remains to be seen if the criminal charges against him could hurt his chances at the White House.
Donald Trump has been very successful in making the argument that these are not criminal investigations into his behavior, but instead political persecution against him. The question is whether or not those folks who are movable will buy his defense.
The panel of judges that Trump appeared before today, two of whom were appointed by President Biden, questioned whether they have the authority to even consider the Trump's legal team appeal. The trial for this case was originally set to begin March 4th, but the appeal process could push that date back.
So we'll wait to hear from that. In the meantime, Marshall, some folks are watching may be wondering, how does all this impact the re-election campaign, and particularly in Iowa, which the caucuses are coming up in just days?
Yeah, they are. Dr. Dagnes believes that that's part of the reason Donald Trump showed up to court today, which was optional for the former president. He's still the clear frontrunner to receive the Republican Party nomination, and he's been more visible in recent weeks. This issue, just like the challenges to Trump appearing on the ballot in Maine and Colorado, could be taken up by the Supreme Court, Evan.
The clock is certainly ticking. Marshall, thank you so much.